Welcome into the weekly round. I am your host, Michael Turpin. It is November 9th, 2022, the year of our Lord. All right. For all those who do not know, it is Marine Corps Birthday Eve. A great day for a lot of us. It is Drinking Day. Drinking Day actually started November 7th. It ends November 11th through 13th sometime. So, welcome to the show. We have a great show for you. We have a Mrs. Bonnie Miner. All right, so story about Bonnie. Amazing lady, all right? She was married to a Marine, okay? And he passed away about 8 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, maybe. But he was an amazing man. He retired from the Marine Corps. I'd say he did 20 to 23 years, somewhere in there. Once again, he was an amazing man. I did 2 tours overseas with the guy, and he's the guy that would protect your back. You know, I wish I could have him on the show. But once again, I want to focus in on the real meaning of why we're doing this, the whole campaign in general, okay? We can have a whole bunch of people on. I can have lieutenant colonels on, you know, I can have colonels on, I can have, you know, the cream of the crop. I'm having the average Joe, the guys that are the blue-collared workers, the guys that you wouldn't know are the veterans. And the point being, when you're at Walmart, you're at work, you're at school doing your online classes, whatever, you know, these are the guys that are around you. These are the guys that are in the chat channels, on your online courses, talking to you, helping you out. These are the guys and girls that are standing next to you at work and showing you the easier way to do it. These are the people, right? All around. They're all around us every single day. And you might get kind of sick and tired of hearing, yeah, I was in this and I did that and I did this and I did that. Also, you know, you might get tired of hearing, you know, I get at the military discount here and the military discount there, and hey, you know that brother, you know, I had a brother in the military. It's probably one of the better ones. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to my point. This is the point. In the whole entire campaign since November 1st, we have been focusing on all these people. It doesn't matter what color they are, because in the Marine Corps, we're all green. No matter what, we absolutely love each other. And it's an odd kind of compassion, and it's a weird sentiment that we always have for one another, and a weird respect, right? So Miss Bonnie Miner, okay, I met her a few times when I was in the squadron with Chopper, and you know, she came and did, you know, some of the events and some of the Christmas parties and all that, and she always had a smile on her face, you know, and she's the stereotypical Marine wife, right? She is just an amazing lady. I think she lives out in New Mexico at the moment, but we're gonna have her in, and it's gonna make a good show. So yesterday was midterms. I couldn't say it was the midterms because I guess they're still going on, something like that. We have until, I guess, Christmas for some states. I hear that they're bringing in the people that had their hands blown off in Vietnam to start counting votes. So for the Arizona, Southern California, and Colorado, I guess, to get these votes counted. So you know, we have till Christmas apparently, and they said that they'd work through New Year's. That's always good to know. Interesting times we live in. So the whole entire time that the midterms were going on and people were, you know, up to let me backtrack. Up to before yesterday, before everyone on the left was saying, oh, it's going to be nothing but voter fraud, our democracy is under attack, this and that. Everyone on the right is saying, oh my gosh, it's going to be this huge red wave, we're focusing on crime, we're focusing on this, we're focusing on that. Once again, I can't say this enough. How about instead of a red versus blue, how about we do one red, white, and blue? I get it. There has to be this stigmata that we have a Democrat and we have to have a Republican. But just hear me out, right? Just for a second, because that's how people think, right? We're killing ourselves. We're just killing ourselves, and it's not getting any better. You're telling me that we're better off now than we were 10 years ago. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar, or you're just not being honest with yourself. And I'm going to take the latter. Because most people in the United States just aren't honest with themselves. So our major cities throughout our whole entire country, everyone blames guns. And I've covered it numerous times in numerous, campaigns in different podcasts. If we had a gun problem, we have about 1 billion guns in the United States. If we had a gun problem, guns would, every day there'd be mass shootings if we had a gun problem. So it's kind of silly. It's once again pointing the finger instead of taking care of the problem. If you taught your children the same way we have this logic of guns, hey, push your sister down and then blame the cat that your sister fell. That's stupid. You wouldn't do it. And when it comes to guns and crime, we do these insane. We make these insane laws. Kind of like speeding. You drive down the road. Hey, speed limit's 55. Okay, I went 65. Just because you make a law doesn't mean somebody's going to follow it, especially if the law is just dumb. I mean, am I being too blunt there? So, it is what it is. I live here in New York, Western New York, where the gun laws are dumb. They're just dumb. They're not locking up people that are chasing people around or shooting at people with guns in the cities. Albany, Rochester, Buffalo, New York City. But the ATF comes and messes with me. I have an FFL license. ATF comes and messes with me that my license, and I need to show my auditing, and I need to show all my paperwork. I'm a veteran, honorably discharged, father. I passed the numerous background checks to have my FFL, and I still get messed with. So it's a whole sorts of funky, It brings me back to my point with voting and all this stuff. We vote so many incompetent people in, and just because they can talk doesn't mean that they're the right person for the job. And it really isn't that where we're going, right? I get a job when I get out of the military working for Schlumberger, a job that I didn't deserve. I'll be the first one to admit it. And I went to work, I made a lot of money, but I didn't deserve the job. And people just resented me for it. And I wasn't a happy person. And I made mistakes for it. It's a sad world we live in, where we have these people with so much power and they have so much control over our lives, and they don't really care about us. And then they habitually make us fight. It's silly how it works. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Remember, next week I'm going to break down this whole voting thing. I really want to break down the Trump people that Trump endorsed. I really want to see how they did compared to the ones that he didn't endorse. I really want to look at those numbers. So make sure that next week you tune in on that, because I really want to look. I really want to check it out. We have tomorrow. We have a Brandon Nofire. He's an amazing young man. We have Miss Bonnie Miner. this evening, and have lots of really great things happening. So stick around, and we're going to go to commercial, and we'll come back on the other end with Bonnie.
Beijing has three goals working through the university system. The first is to influence the next generation of American leadership and how our rising crop of leaders perceives China. The second is to send Chinese students to American universities to acquire knowledge and skills, and then take that back to China. The third goal of Chinese operations on college campuses is intelligence, to collect sensitive information in research labs, especially at major research universities like Stanford and Harvard University. University presidents know this, and this is one reason why they're underreporting, misreporting, or keeping the names of foreign donors anonymous. They know what the Chinese are doing. They know why the Chinese give them so much money. They know their institutions are vulnerable to Chinese espionage. So why do they allow it? They're effectively inviting the Chinese to come in and steal American research.
Welcome to the weekly round. It is November 9th, 2022, the year of our Lord. We have the great, the most amazing Mrs. Bonnie Miner. Bonnie, introduce yourself to the weekly rounders.
Hello, everybody. My name is Bonnie Miner. My husband was Staff Sergeant Wade K. Miner, served for 21 years and passed away 7 years ago, unfortunately, but life does go on. So I relocated from North Carolina to the Four Corners. And so who knows what else will come my way. We've raised two grown daughters, and we have a granddaughter and a grandson.
Awesome, Bonnie. Chopper was amazing, man. You know, I did 2 deployments with the guy. You know, it was, it's tough it's tough. He was an amazing man, a great Marine, and he was worth serving with. You know, nothing but great things. Everyone always has to say, and I know I'm preaching to the choir. So,
well, thank.
Absolutely. And you're always a lovely lady. You always have an open, you know, invitation to the weekly round. We love you, and you know you are part of the Marine Corps family. And I know, once again, I'm preaching to the choir. You know that.
Yeah.
All right. You know, we have a lot of craziness going on in the country right now. You know, with the midterms were yesterday. We got, you know, they just in Arizona, they just got, you know, a truckload of amputees to start counting ballots. Hopefully they'll be done by Christmas. You know, what's your thoughts about this madness going on?
I've always been asked that question, and my answer has been, we've got to make America great again.
Yes,
we really do. And bottom line, that's just my thoughts and my feelings, you know.
Absolutely.
And people need to be accountable for what's going on. And to me, I'm sorry to say, but they hide behind skirts, and it's a shame. I just think it's getting bad, and we need to really change things. And I did vote yesterday, or you know, right. Never done it before, but I voted on my phone because I knew I wasn't going to be here. So, but yeah, we just need to make America great again.
You know, it's funny because honestly, and you got, you know, the skin is as tough as leather. You've been through it all. And once again, you know, we have nothing but love and respect for everything that you've been through. But you're kind of onto something, you know, that we have a leadership system that are trying to set this example. And we have so many different generations that are taking this example, and they're taking it completely different ways. We have, you know, your generation, which is about 10 years older than me. Your generation has a level of expectation that they really want out of our country, and then that they're getting from our leadership, right? And that you know, that your idea of the leadership doesn't translate so much to the younger generation of the 18 to the 25-year-old, millennial X or whatever they're called nowadays, and then we have this crazy, mass of confusion in between, right? You have a bunch of people that, 30 years ago, these people would just climb in their closet and and masturbate. They don't just, but now they don't do that. They get dressed in something funny, and they or a cat suit, or or the opposite sex,
Yeah,
we just smoked weed back then. I mean, now it's just turned into this mess of social anxiety and everyone blaming everyone for everything. And at the end of the day, you got a bunch of people that are just pissed off, blaming capitalism on their $900 cell phone while punching on their Apple computer and drinking their Starbucks coffee. It's just, it's a mess. And it's it's tough to, I'm not saying that we're going to have all the answers here, but we can definitely talk about them.
yeah, it is tough, but unfortunately, I honestly, Wade and I have our 20-year-old granddaughter that's going to Women of Mississippi up in Columbus, Mississippi. And her thinking is way out of the ballpark. It, I, you could not tell that she is in her generation, how you were just describing
Yeah.
the younger ones. I really think that Wade really instilled a lot of politics, the right, the wrong. This is the way things are done. Don't listen to anybody. So when our wonderful leader at one time, Mr. Trump, was running for office, my granddaughter voted and voted for him.
Yeah. Good.
And we have been proud. And so, her and her boyfriend, you couldn't even tell that they're of their generation because of their thoughts and the way just look at the world.
Yeah.
And I not be more proud of her.
Awesome. And that directly reflects their leadership. And we don't have a lot of parents like you, Chopper, and and like us in general. We're running out of those parents, unfortunately. I think, and I don't like to talk more of what I think on the show, more of what I can prove, but we're in this red and blue when it should just be, we need to do what's best for red, white, and blue.
Exactly.
It's a shame.
I totally.
It's a shame.
It is. It is. It's really disgusting. I moved back to the Four Corners on the Navajo reservation. I was embarrassed for our Navajo Nation president, but thank goodness he didn't win the election. So coming back here on the reservation.
I think we're losing Bonnie. Are you
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine.
Sorry about that. But I lost my train of thought there for a minute.
You're talking about the president of the reservation and coming back.
The president, still now, he reminds me so much of Biden. Yeah. Just the stupidity and stop. You're literally on a leash. People are pulling you. Do this, do that, go that way. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for my Navajo Nation president. And I'm embarrassed about Biden. And I will never call him the P word. No, he doesn't deserve it in my book.
I can respect that. And I think we're the majority, really. I think there's, and we've discussed this on the show. There's 5% extreme on one end, 5% extreme on the other, and then there's all of us in the middle. Just like, what the hell's going on here? We're just trying to make a living, pay our bills, and be left alone. Like, stop screwing with me. Stop screwing with us. Let's just, let's just be happy and pay our bills and go to pumpkin
Yeah.
farms and go see Santa
Yeah.
Claus. It's just what we want to do. Stop screwing with us. It's
Exactly.
sad. Absolutely sad. Did you see last night we had President Biden on our podcast?
No, I didn't.
You
I heard about it.
you should check it out. We interviewed him. It was pretty funny. It was a spoof, of course, but it was pretty entertaining. So it was pretty funny. Definitely caught him with his pants down. Probably literally. So, Holy smokes. You know what, Bon? What's that?
It's like a tradition with the pants down, the president.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm old enough for that one. Yeah, I'm old enough for that one. That's for sure. So when you coming from a military family, especially, Wade was he was a patriot. He instilled a lot of really great values, not only in your children but in you.
Mm-hmm.
When you see the American flag and hear the national anthem, what are some of the things that come to your mind? And I don't want to kind of put you on the spot, so I'll give you a second to kind of think about it. I was at that hockey game the other week with Graz, and we go, the national anthem plays, we stand up. I'm sitting down, and I turn to him, and of course we're both toasted because we're both Marines, and Graz is about 10 years older than me. He's, it is what it is. And, I turn to him and I say, that every time I hear the national anthem, it always gives me a tummy tinkles, And, he said, you know why? It's because the national anthem is just, it's ingrained, the selflessness is just ingrained in us. It's in our DNA that we always think of other people before we think of ourselves. And that's what the national anthem it exemplifies. And that's why no matter what, no matter where we are, no matter if we're at home watching a Super Bowl or we're watching the national anthem at the midget football game, or we're at the we're at Camden Yards, hear the national anthem, we'll always get the tummy tingles because we're selfless enough to believe, to know that it's for more than just us. So what's it mean to you?
Number one, my husband.
There you go.
And just like you said, I get this tingling in my stomach, and I just stand straight up. And just like you mentioned, Wade and I watched NASCAR on TV all the time and watched it from the beginning. They played the national anthem and we would stand up every time, even though it was just the both of us. And that's how much we love the flag. That's how much we love America. We got to show these damn young kids, respect. Always respect, no matter what.
Yep.
And
that's the truth.
Everybody get that feeling in their stomach.
Put other people before yourself, and I think we'll start the healing process when it begins.
Exactly.
We'll start healing, and maybe the empathy and compassion will follow shortly after. I tell you, you are a magnificent woman. We can't say it enough. You have the support of the 223 community. You have the support of the Marine community. If you ever need anything, you just need somebody to talk to, Bonnie. I'm always here. You have my number, so we've talked on the phone before. So,
well, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on here. And first of all, thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
And thank you for your service to your listeners. And happy early birthday, Marine.
Oh, it goes both ways, Bonnie. Happy birthday to you. You're one of the family, that's for sure.
Well, thank you, Mike. Have a great day and happy holidays.
Absolutely, Bonnie. Thanks a lot. All right, we're going to go commercial break before Bonnie puts me back into yours. We'll talk to you soon. If you are watching this, you statistically fall into 3 different categories. Number 1, you need a second or third income for your household. Number 2, current politics scares the absolute bejesus out of you. Or number 3, there's money in tech and you want in, but you just don't know how. Okay, so currently there's hundreds of millions of dollars just sitting in a pot just waiting to be monetized on platforms like YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And you're behind the curve if you're not just poking at the crumbs that are coming down at $1,000, $2,000, even $5,000 a month just in posting and talking about stuff that you enjoy in your spare time. You're absolutely crazy if you're not at least trying to get some of the money just to talk about things that you're passionate about. Set up a time and a day right now to come talk to one of our specialists, and we'll be able to walk you through some of the options available to help you get monetized and build a platform. Find out how at www.carbonmelon.com. That is www.carbonmelon.com. Exactly how it sounds. CARBONMELON.com. Come, click on the link, join us today, and make an appointment. We'll look forward to seeing you. Thanks for being with us, Bonnie. Semper Fi.